In this lesson, I'm going to cover how broadcast works inside of ManyChat. So we are in the broadcast section now, and you can see here the overview. You can see the drafts you have, the broadcast you have scheduled, and the history of earlier broadcasts and how well they have done. So we don't have any history here right now because we haven't sent out any broadcasts. But for example, let's say we had sent out a broadcast. It will be down here in the history section. There will be how many people opened the message, how many click-through did we get, and all the information here. And as well, if we had created broadcast we want to schedule for a set of time, for example, like in a month we want to send out a message because then we're launching a new product or anything, then you can see them here in the schedule section. And as well, you can create drafts of messages you maybe want to send out in the future. So let's go out and create a new broadcast up here. And then you get up this message here. And this is the way you can see, if you tap this here, you can actually type text. So type text. So this is a way you create messages in broadcast, but as well as follow-up messages. So in this section as well, I'm going to cover how you create text, how you add buttons, how you add different images, lists, audio, video, files, and everything inside of ManyChat. So you can do the exact same thing when it comes to follow-up messages, but broadcast is the way. When you create a broadcast, this is going to be a message you send out to all of your list at the set time you send them. Follow-up is going to be a different one. That is going to be messages inside of different sequences. So let's see here. If you want to send out, for example, to a real estate lead, we want to send out now. We have this listing for 5 million. Want to check it out. So for example, we want to write hey, and what's really cool as well, you can add here, you have different options. Here you have all the emojis you can use, different emojis, so you can see hey, smiley, and what you have here is you have different settings. So you have first name, last name, full name, page name. So we usually do first name. So for example, hey, first name. And then we want, of course, to have the smiley behind. Or maybe we want to have this symbol. So hey, first name. We have a really exciting or a really cool listing coming up. It's in New York City, close to the park, valued at only 5 million. 5 million. Check it out below. So for example, here you can add check it out below. You can add, for example, this message here. We say call to action emoji. And what's the option here? You can add a button. And once you do that, you can name the button. For example, new listing. And then you can have either send them to a message, you can have open them to a website, call this number, go to flow, select existing steps or messages, or you can add actions to them. So for example, add a tag, remove tag, subscribe to sequence, for example. So if they want to click this new listing, you know that they maybe are interested in buying in New York City. So then you can subscribe them to a new sequence where you have, for example, leads who are interested in buying in New York City, and then you can have follow-up message inside of that sequence. So that's a great options as well. You can have notify admins. So that we talked about that a little bit in the live section. So for example, if you have notified admins, when they go to this new listing, you know that they are interested in this object maybe, and then you can go in and live chat with them inside of ManyChat, maybe try to get them on a phone call or something like that. So there are a lot of different options you can do in this section part here. So let's say we want them to send a new message. So for example, we will send, great, this or great, and there's a, you can access the listing below. And then we have go to listing. And then we have, for example, the website here and the URL. So once they go to this button, they will get directly to where you have the listing, for example. So you can do that in 2 steps like that to get them to interact with your bot. Then they will automatically, you can see here, they will go to this message after they've done that. Or you can have them directly go to your website from the first message. You can delete this message here. And you can as well drag and drop in different, if you want to have them in different steps here. So let's delete that message, and we want them to go directly to a website. Now we don't have that website, so we can just type Google, for example, .com, and we can add a tag. So we haven't covered really tagging in this course yet, so let's go a little bit through that now. So tagging is a great way to customize people, find out what they like. So we almost add tag to every action they take. So for example, let's say new listing, we add tagged, for example, clicked new listing New York. So then if we create this this tag here, right there, tag created, we know that they got this tag. So if we, for example, go to the audience section, as we showed before in the course, you can see that different people had clicked new listing New York, and you know that they maybe are interested in buying apartment or house or whatever it will be inside of New York. So try to add tags to people so that you know more information about them as well, and it's easier then later on tagging or advertising to them. So for example, you can have a button no thanks here, and then you can have them to a message. So for example, don't worry, maybe we will come out with a better option for you later. Something like that. So once they click new listing, they will go to a website, but no thanks, they'll get to this message here. And what you can type here, for example, is add a new tag. Then you can have clicked no thanks New York listing. And then you can have that tag as well. So then you know that those people are not interested in this listing. Or maybe you can have it in a different way. Maybe they're interested in New York listing, but not at 5 million. So you can add another tag if you want, not 5 million, and you can do this to get more and more information about your subscribers once they actually interact with your bot. So it's a great way to get more information about that as well. So that is how you create a message and buttons, and then you can have you can as well see it on the right here in the mobile version. Everything you create, and you can preview it, and then they will automatically send to your bot inside or to your messenger inside of Facebook. So you have these different options here below. You have text, then you will just add a new text option. Then you have image, then you can upload the image to it, and then you have this card, and then you can have image and the title. Then you have gallery, that's the different images. let's just close them down here so it doesn't get a lot of stuff at the same time. And then you can have a list, a lot of information you can type in here. Then you can have audio, clip or say something, for example, a welcome message, whatever you want to have. And then you can have a video message, maybe you want to have a tutorial, whatever you want to have here. And as well, you can have a file, for example, a PDF, a free ebook, whatever you want to give away. And then you can have this one. It's really cool. And what you can do when you have a lot of different stuff inside one message here is you can move them around. So let's say you want to have the image, for example, on top. Then you can just go here. You can move it up. Let me just scroll a little bit so you can see more. So then you want to have that on top. So now you can see if it was image there, they will get the image first inside of their message, and then they will say, hey, Håkon, that's my name, because we have this first name, so automatically updates to their name. We have a really cool listing coming up. It's in New York City, close to the park, valued at only 5 million. Check it out below. So really cool there. So you can change different stuff. So let's say, for example, you want to have you have a really long message here. So you don't want to have that. Maybe you want to have, let's see here. Maybe we want to have the hey section here. Hey, and then first name. And then this emoji we'll like. Blah, 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 blah. And then you want them to come to the actually the info. So you want to maybe just write a little bit, just a little bit info on the top here. Good to see that you're interested in real estate. And then you can have this quick delay. That is here. Let's see, where was it? The delay function here. And then you can drag it up. Let me just scroll a little bit up here. And then you can drag it up between those. And what is really cool here is that you can choose the seconds and so they will get this message here immediately. But then after 3 seconds, they will get this message here. So it's when you write inside of Facebook Messenger to your friends, for example, you see that they're typing. So you will see the exact same thing inside of the bot. So it will see the bot is typing, or 7-figure advertising or typing. So you can choose how long, if it's show typing or not, if it's just delaying. So if you have a really long message, I will really recommend to split it up in 2 parts and have this typing between. That's a really cool option. So that is the way you create messages inside of ManyChat. So this is going to be the exact same thing if you do it on follow-up messages, if you do it in broadcasting, welcome messages, everything. So then we have at least covered that, and you can see it here how it looks now. So let's go and delete that one. We have it set there. And then, for example, now it's not connected because I deleted it. So you can see here, we wanted to send to that message here. So then you can go to no thanks, select existing steps, and that message right there. So now that you can see here, no thanks, it's blue. It will send to that message here. So now we have created this broadcast we want to send out. Then we go to next, and then you have all these settings inside of broadcast. So you can see that this broadcast will be sent to 7 users, and that is all our subscribers. So you can choose subscription broadcast. Then it will just send to people who have subscribed and stuff. Or you can have promotion broadcast, follow-up broadcast. You have those different options, and you can read here what it's all about. And then you can have conditions. You can have, you only want to send broadcast to the tags, and then the tags comes in again. Really good to have tag on every action people take. so you actually know a lot of your customers. So you can add tags and only send broadcast to people who are interested in listings in New York, for example, or maybe you want only a female or men, or whatever it's going to be. And then you can choose if you want to send the broadcast right away, start sending now, or schedule for a later time, and then you can set the time. Let's say we want that time. You can set the time and the hour, of course. Just make sure you have you know which let's see here. Yeah, it's 2018, so you have the right settings there. And as well, you can choose time zone settings. So send all at the same time, time travel, limit sending time, so you can choose all of these options here. And if you want them to get a regular push on Facebook or a push after or a silent push, then they will not get a notifications inside of Facebook. They will only get if they go into Messenger and see that they have received one message. So that's if you don't want to spam a lot. And then you can choose that option. So you have all of these notifications options as well on the broadcast. And schedule message. And you can see now it's scheduled. So if you had send it now, it would have sent it directly to all of your subscribers, but we only choose schedule since it's a test. And then if you want to see it, you can duplicate it here, you can delete it or cancel it, and then you can go in and see and change different things on it as well. So that is how broadcasting works. Hope that helped as well. So next session we will go over follow-up messages, sequences, and everything that covers inside of that lesson. So see you in the next lesson.